Welcome to the No Plan B podcast. Today my guest is Dr. Gil Blander, founder and CEO of Insight Tracker. We are going to talk about longevity, blood, markers, genetics, but mainly how to live longer and better.
Tracker is a personalized nutrition platform that allows people hopefully live longer, better life based on what happened inside the body. So we are looking into your blood, DNA, data from fitness tracker, questionnaire data, and combining all of that together and giving you a very detailed picture of your body. So we are giving you like very high resolution, 4K resolution of your body. And then based on that, we are recommending you what food you should eat, what supplement you should take or stop taking, what exercise you should do or stop doing, and what lifestyle changes you should do in order hopefully to live longer, better lives. So that's Insight Tracker in a nutshell.
So it's almost what biohackers are trying to do with their biohacking techniques overall. But you go deeper than that because you're going into the DNA analysis, I guess, and things like that to improve life. That's very promising. But the first question I would ask you is, we're talking about longevity. If we improve everything that Insight Tracker is saying, can we live up to 150 like Sergey Young was telling me 2 weeks ago?
So what Insight Tracker is doing is trying to optimize yourself. So we are not claiming that you can live to 150 because nobody yet lived to 150. The longer lived person was
121?
122, something like that. She was a French person, and sounds like you have a French
c'est ma sœur.
But what I can say that it's if you follow Insight Tracker, you can reach your potential. Because what we are doing, we are giving you all the tools to use what you have, and the most important machine that you have, your body, and understand what is the gasoline that you should feed the body. Basically, what food should you feed the body? How can you treat it? Should you run the engine for 2 hours when you go to run, or should you run it only for 30 minutes? Should you let it rest longer, the car or your body? So sleep, how long
warmer
sleep? And all of those information will hopefully allow you to live longer, better life. So we are basically giving you a very educated, science-based recommendation of what should you do with your body in order to reach your potential. So again, I'm not sure that you can live by just Insight Tracker to 150, but if you are supposed to live to, let's say, 90, you can reach to the 90 years old
in a good,
but also in a very good condition. So you won't lie on a bed connected to a lot of tubes. And basically waiting outside.
Yeah, because this is it, everybody is chasing longevity, and but in what condition? First, we don't even know why we die. Some people don't even know why they live, but matter of fact, we are going to die one day, and having longevity and living longer is a good thing. But if you have, like you said, to stay in the bed for the rest of like the last 20 years, I don't see the purpose of it. And even economically speaking, it's not viable model. So probably those tools that you're implementing to make people living longer and better are the one that everyone wants to know and to use. So when you said about feeding the body or the engine the proper way, it includes removing any toxicity that we put into our body at the same time.
Correct. And each of us, based on your DNA and based on your blood data, we know what are the issues that you have in your body that you should change. For example, you might have too high glucose, or you might have too high cholesterol, or you might have too little vitamin D, or you might have too little testosterone. So we are looking at all of that together, and we're looking at 43 different blood biomarkers. So if you look at the combination on all of them together, it's an almost infinite number. And we build a very sophisticated algorithm that look at all of them together, and then coming with the 10 most important recommendations for you based on the blood, the DNA, fitness tracker, your preferences, your demographic information, and also your goal. So some of us, like me, I want to live as long as I can and be healthier as I can. We have a lot of athletes that using Instant Tracker, so they want.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, so they want to improve their athletic performance, or some want to get distress, and some want to lose weight. So based on your goal and based on all the data from the blood DNA and fitness tracker, and based on your demographic information and preferences, we can tailor for you a very personalized plan that telling you exactly what should you eat, what you should eat less, how should you exercise, what lifestyle changes you should do, and what supplement to take. And by the way, a lot of us are taking too many supplements.
That's so true.
That we don't.
So true.
And we can see it in the blood. We can literally see in the blood that people are consuming multivitamin.
And this is turning to toxicity. Then when you see in the blood, like I see people taking 100 pills in the morning because one said you have to take this, you have to take this, you have to take this. So they take all these pills. The excess of that stays probably in the blood. But is that toxic for the body the same way, or we just?
So yeah, some of them are definitely toxic when you have too much. Some of them are not toxic, but why should? Or let's say we don't know that it's toxic because we don't know everything.
Yeah.
But why to have it? So what we are doing, we are looking at what you are consuming, and then we are looking at your blood, and we're coming telling you, hey, it sounds like you are taking too much of multivitamin, or you're consuming vitamin D supplement, but you maybe don't need it, or vitamin B12 supplement. So basically, it's allow you to also. In a way, it's also economic because, as you said, people are consuming 100 pills. If you look how much money they spend on that, that can be
Oh my gosh, yeah. Family budget.
Yeah, and a lot of time you're doing it for nothing. So let us tell you, hey, you have low vitamin D, take vitamin D supplementation. Or you have low vitamin B12, maybe you can change it by nutrition. And I'm a big fan of changing level of biomarkers, nutrition, and not with supplement if possible. So a lot of that you can do with nutrition, maybe with lifestyle.
True.
So basically, we are we're giving you a very nice picture of your body, and then hopefully, if you follow our plan, you will live longer, better life. Again, I want to say that it's not one silver bullet. So
no,
you do
nothing in. Yeah.
You get tested, and then you follow up, and then a few months later you get tested again. Hopefully you fix
because we change.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We are a very complex machine. I really like the analogy for the car. So every 5,000 miles, you take the car to the technician. The technician plug a computer into the car, and then the computer tells the technician exactly what are the issues. You do that, and then the car is good for another 5,000 miles. But then you take it again and again and again.
Yeah, and it through some sort of maintenance and a tune-up. You're talking about biomarkers just to allow people to understand the deep concept of Inside Tracker. Why don't we explain what biomarkers are? And we were actually introducing epigenetics at the same time, I guess. So let's make some jump into that and explain people what biomarkers are, and because this is the base of everything you do at Inside Tracker, if I'm not making any mistakes.
Definitely. So biomarker is basically a marker that is a biology in essence. So, for example, blood biomarker are biomarker that you have in the blood. A physiological marker are marker that show your physiology. For example, resting heart rate is a physiological marker. A deep sleep or REM sleep are physiological marker. So if you are going back to the blood biomarkers, you have some that are more like metabolic related, glucose, cholesterol, some marker of inflammation, other markers showing you the level of some vitamin, like vitamin B, vitamin B12. Other are more like hormones, like testosterone. Everyone knows about testosterone, but there is another hormone called cortisol, which is the stress hormone. And in our society right now, we are very stressful. All the time we are looking like now on Instagram, and how many people like my post? So so our stress is.
But Doc, you have to take the punk attitude. It's like it doesn't matter.
But it's not good. Continuous stress is not true for our longevity. So some people are sleeping with their phone in the bed. And then you are hearing all the tick tick tick. I got a text, and you don't sleep well. So I think that all of that also increase the stress. And there are some biomarkers that looking at how do you basically transfer the oxygen from the lungs to the tissues. So that's all the iron-related markers. They are very important. We are looking at almost 10 of those, because it's very important to transfer the iron. So
oxygen is life. In
the right way. We are looking at some interesting markers of liver stress. So markers that show whether you have stress in the liver. Some of it can come with taking too many supplements, too many drugs. Some of it by drinking too much alcohol. So basically...
I don't like the second one. It's never too much.
But some people are less sensitive to alcohol, so their liver detoxify the alcohol better. Some are not. So it's very nice to know whether you are sensitive to alcohol or not.
Excuse me, I want to understand about these markers on the liver. These are the translation of some atrophy of the liver, or okay. So you're damaging the liver.
Yeah, we have a few markers. The name is ALT, AST, GGT, albumin, that basically are located in the liver. And when the liver is damaged, they are leaking into the bloodstream. So there is a correlation with a higher level of those markers and a higher liver damage. Some of them are also not only resemble damage to the liver, but also damage to muscle. So there is a marker called creatine kinase that is usually in the muscle, but when you exercise a lot, some of your muscle damage rupture, and this enzyme is leaking into the bloodstream. Some of the liver enzymes are also in the muscle. So you can see, if you see a correlation of them with creatine kinase, that means muscle damage. If you see them alone, that's more like liver damage. So it's getting a bit more complex, but you shouldn't worry about it because we are doing all the complexity, and we are just telling you, hey, you have a high liver damage or you have high muscle damage.
So that's the beauty of what you're doing, because I went through some different blood tests and DNA testing and epigenetic tests. And at the end of the day, we get like a bunch of results and we don't know what to do with it. We have no idea. Okay, I have that, but I have that marker that is telling me something, but I don't know. So this is a different approach then from you guys.
Yeah, exactly. So take, for example, the Apple Watch, okay, or the activity tracker. Everyone have it, but it's telling you, hey, you done 5,000 steps or you burn 600 calories. But okay, so what? Okay, what can I do with that? Not a lot. What we are doing, we are taking that into account. That's our input, and then based on that, we're coming and telling you, hey, your resting heart rate today was a bit high. So because of that, what you should do today is X, Y, and Z. Or your deep sleep was low. Don't worry at 8:45 tonight, because it's you're going to sleep at 10:45. You need to do it 2 hours before. Consume magnesium supplementation, and that might help you to sleep better. So basically, we are giving you a lot of different
tools.
That will allow you to improve those markers. Some are physiological markers, such as resting heart rate and deep sleep. Some are blood biomarkers. And because of that, there is a better chance for you to live longer, better life.
And I loved something that you just said, because when we talked about taking supplement before, and I said people take 100 pills of supplement, most of the time what you see is people taking these 100 pills right in the morning. But you are telling people actually to the right time to take the right supplement, not mixing them, not taking all pill. Okay.
And then it's not only the right time, it's also the combination with food, without food, before lunch, after lunch. So we are giving all that information to the users, again, to get the highest value for your buck. You're spending a lot of money on the supplement. at least use it in the right condition, and then most of it will be bioavailable for you.
True. Do we really need supplements, or could we have all elements from food?
Yeah, so it's a good question, and it depends on the person. So some biomarkers, it's very hard to increase them without supplements. Vitamin D is a great example. Most of us are low with vitamin D, and even if you eat fish for breakfast, lunch, dinner for 6 months,
That's what I do.
even if you are doing that, there is a good chance that you won't have enough vitamin D if you are not outside in the sun.
Right.
So for vitamin D, sometimes you don't have a choice. Some other supplement, theoretically, you can solve that issue with food, but you need to be very dedicated. And we know we are, as a human being, we are a lazy creature. We are trying to find a shortcut. So
For everything.
for everything.
Yeah.
So sometimes to taking the shortcut is not the end of the world. So sometimes you can take supplement to solve the solution. Sometimes no, you need to work very hard and change your nutrition and lifestyle in order to solve it. So again, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, our brain wants us to rest all the time and to do the minimum things to preserve our energy. So that's the way we are. Tell me more about those, and I'm jumping in from the top of my head here. Tell me more about those supplements. You work with a specific brand, or you have your own brand of supplement that you would recommend, or you leave that open to everyone? Because I know that some companies are making supplement that the concentration of it jumps from bottom line to excess. So are you recommending people to take a certain way for that, or certain partners? I don't know.
It's a great question, and we are trying to be the Switzerland of the world. So basically, we are not selling supplement. We are not trying to make money with that. But what we are doing, we have a team of nutritionists that review the availability of supplement for a specific condition, and we are giving our user a few different options of supplement. Again, we are not making money of that, but we are giving it as a service and saying, hey, you can have option A, B, or C. All of them are great. It's your decision to decide which one to take. Again, because we don't want to make a profit from that, because we really want to have the value for the customer is our focus, and we don't.
Yeah, your business model is more mathematics and science applied to longevity. You've heard about this company, Bionic. Yeah, they do some sort of supplement like that, very small dosages and stuff like that. So there's a lot of people going into that direction. I know that you have this model that is pretty unique of taking blood in a regular basis. What is the basis? Like a month, 3 months, 6 months?
So it's a good question. So it depends on your need. Again, the question is, are you a Ferrari or are you
I wish I were.
or a Fiat 600? So if you are a Ferrari, let's say a professional athlete, you might need to test every quarter or so, 4 times a day. If you are, let's say, more a person like me, that, I want just to live, not just, but I want to live longer, better life, but I'm not trying to win the Boston Marathon next year. So even testing every 6 months or once a year, it should be okay.
It's enough.
Yeah, and but on top of that, you have the data from your fitness tracker. So we already integrated with a fitness tracker such as the Fitbit and the Garmin. And we're also now working on Apple Watch. So we'll have a lot of different input that you can add. And all of that together give us a really high definition picture of your body. And even between blood tests, we can give you some recommendations, because we see, hey, your resting heart rate is too high, or your deep sleep is too low, and so on.
Yeah, because in 3 months, a lot of things can happen for sure. And I didn't know that you were working with those 3 companies for trackers. Like Garmin is one of, I personally like. Apple Watch, I don't use Apple because I'm on Samsung, but and Fitbit, I love it. Yeah, it's a nice one as well. Yeah. So you integrated their data into your system, and then you send. How people receive this feedback?
Yeah, so we have a mobile app that basically
Okay.
it's very interactive and giving you notification of what you should do, helping you to develop your action plan, and you can also choose from your action plan. For example, if we are telling you to eat avocado and you don't like avocado, you just swipe to the left and then you get a different option. Each of the options are also have the impact on your body, and it's going from 0 to 10. So 10 is the highest impact on your body, but also the best based on best peer-reviewed scientific publication. So we're always giving you the highest impact, but you can come say, hey, I know that avocado is great for me, but I cannot stand avocado. Okay,
Yeah.
so take something.
I'm allergic to.
Take something at 9.5. That's still good. So basically, we are giving you a list of recommendations, and you can then come and say, okay, this one is great for me, and I'm willing to do that, but the second one I don't, so I will go to the third and fourth and so on. And then, when you receive the action plan, you can come and check in every day and they say, hey, I done it or haven't done it. We are also asking you a few questions about what you...
Okay, so you need to log your information time to time.
You don't have to, because we also, the connection to the activity tracker allow us to know what have you done. So for example, if you need to run, or if we told you to improve your sleep, we know it from the fitness tracker, or you need to do yoga. So we get it, I call it a auto check-in. So automatically we know that
for tuning,
For food, it's very hard to do it. It's very hard to know if you done.
Yeah, we don't. You cannot track it by a tracker. You have to enter it. Yeah.
So some of it's pretty. I call it seamless. You don't need to do anything. But some of it, we are trying to work on tools that will make it easier, like using your phone and look at your
scan a picture of what you eat.
Yeah, so we don't have it yet, but we are working on that. So we are trying to make it as simple as possible for the user, in order, again, to allow him to do what he likes to do and to live a longer, better life. That's the goal.
Yeah, because first of all, I do agree with you. Artificial intelligence and all these things, like the Internet of all things, will bring this type of technology in the future very soon. To implement, and second, when you become slave to entering data all the time to some things to get a track of what you're doing, I think it gets to a certain point you're not motivated to do it anymore. It will last for a certain time unless you're a professional athlete and you need to track down everything. But for the common people like us, you're going you're taking the right path for sure. Now, let's pretend that I don't have a tracker, but I want to use the benefit of Inside Tracker. Do I really need to have an Apple Watch or a Garmin or a Fitbit, or can I get into that system without trackers?
Yeah, so we build it like a Lego, like a building block. You don't have to have a tracker. The resolution will be much higher resolution. So you can just start with some data of blood that you have, even data from your physician, and you can take a picture of the file of the data from the physician, and we have a software that extracts the number from the file, and it will get into your account. If you want to, you can buy from us a plan and go to Quest Diagnostic, and they will analyze your data. If you don't want to go to Quest, we can send a technician to your home that will take a blood from you. And if you don't want technician to come to your home, we can send you a home kit. You prick your finger, a few drops of blood, mail it to us, and we'll give you the value. And so you have a lot of different ways to receive the value of Inside Tracker. But the bottom line is, you don't have to have fitness tracker, but I think that the value is much
added.
If you don't have a fitness tracker, maybe it's the time to buy it, and then
that's it. Like it's considered as an option, but at the end of the day, you better go with that, because it's a building block of the results that you're going to gather there. I love it. It's very interesting. I'm very anxious to get into that. So when you look at that from your side, your perspective, are you able to forecast what kind of longevity you're bringing to the people that are following your advices?
Yeah, so that's a good question. We cannot do it yet, but we are working on it. And I can give you an example. Right now, we have a team of scientists that call data scientists. So they're looking at a lot of data. We have now a lot of data. And then they can try, for example, to predict what will be the level of your glucose in the next test based on the data of the current test. Okay. And they already developed models that can do it very well. So now we need to combine all of it together and try to predict what will be your inner age, because we developed something that called inner age, that is basically a way to estimate what is your internal age based on your blood biomarkers. So now we can tell you, if you are doing a test, we can tell you what is your inner age, but we are also trying to then to predict what will be your inner age in the future. And hopefully the inner age with time will be very accurate to your real age inside, and then we can maybe in the future forecast. We can do what you alluded to before.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know that measuring telomeres or other things like that to try to find our biological age was some things that I was very interested in. But the interpretation of all these things is so hectic at this time that it's a kind of gambling. When I did the test, I was like in the 30, and I'm way more than that. So I'm curious to see what Insight Tracker will count. When you said blood, and that's pure personal curiosity, blood sample, you spoke about fingers, but you're not taking blood through the veins?
Yeah, so if you go to the lab, to Quest Diagnostic, or we are sending phlebotomists to you, we are taking blood from the vein.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, the test that we are doing is the same level of test that your physician will do. So the quality is very good, and physicians are making medical decision based on that. We are not making any medical decision. We are basically trying to help you to stay healthy. Physician, what they are doing when you are sick, helping you to move from being sick to being healthy. What we are doing, we are trying to prevent you as much as possible to become sick. That's our mission.
Okay, got it. Yes, some doctors can make you sick more than you were before.
Don't go to those doctors if they are making you sick.
Yeah. So basically, what I understand from everything you said until now, it's all related to blood. At the end of the day, from the blood you get almost everything. It's like the chip of the computer.
Yeah, the blood is what we call the blood is a liquid gold. It's validate and calibrate everything, and also there is so much history in the peer-reviewed scientific publication about the blood. There is more than a century data about that, and all of the recommendations that we are giving are based on a peer-reviewed scientific publication. But what I want to add that blood is not the only input that we are using. We have, as I said, fitness tracker data and also DNA data. And the DNA basically giving you what is your destiny? What have you born with? And I like the analogy of a cards. So if you go to the casino and play with cards, you receive whatever card that you receive. It's a chance. It's not like
you can't.
You don't have a control of that. Some of us receive very good cards. Some of us receive very bad cards. But from now on is all about how we play the cards. So someone that receive a bad cards can play them very well and maybe win. And someone that receive a very good cards may play sloppy and lose. So that's where Insight Tracker is here. We are helping you to navigate the water and giving you the best chance to get the most for your life. The most for the card that you receive, basically your genetics.
So the principle of being genetically better doesn't stand. You can reverse that process, correct?
Yeah, the genetics is, I hear a lot of people saying, what do you want from me? It's my genetics. That's why I'm not exercising.
It's an easy,
it's an easy excuse.
Yeah.
But lifestyle account for more than 50% of the overall influence of your health. So even if you have a bad genetics or a bad card, you can play them very well, eat well, sleep well, exercise well, and you have a good chance to overcome your bad genetics. And I think that it's very important for people to understand that.
Yeah, most people don't understand that. Actually, I think that they think that the genetics is what you've born with, and you're gonna have to live with it the rest of your life. I think now there is changes into that because people say that epigenetics, the expression of the genetics, it's, you said 50%. Yeah, I thought it was 50-60%. So lifestyle contribute to that, and that's why biohacking is so growing now. The community of biohacking is growing. But do you think, from your perspective of scientist, because there is always a conflict between biohackers and scientists, okay? Do you think, from your perspective, your point of view, that biohacking and overall lifestyle improvement will be the best way compared to traditional or ancestral medicine to make people live longer, or it's only medical based advanced and research that will help people to live longer?
I would say that it's in between. It's both. And I think that the COVID epidemic is a good example for that.
Yes.
Because if you think about COVID, the people that got COVID hard are people that are overweight, are people with cardiovascular diseases, people with diabetes, smokers, and overweight, and so on. So it's a lot of lifestyle. If people like you and me that taking care of their body contract the virus, the chance for us to get it hard is pretty slim. Why? Because we are ready for the virus.
Right, like we're ready to fight.
So we're fighting. But if you think now, then the medical community came and innovate a nice vaccine and now nice drugs.
True.
And that will allow us at the end of the day, as a society, to get out of the COVID epidemic. If you look at longevity, in my opinion, it's the same. First, we need to take our machine, our body, and make it as good as possible, and make it ready for the time that a great scientist, let's hope someone like David Sinclair, will come with a new data that show, or a new drug, or a new compounds that might help us to live longer. But in order for us to enjoy it, we need to keep our body in the best condition.
Ready, yes. Yeah.
So that's why I think that it's both. You need to treat your body as good as possible and hope that pretty soon a scientist will come with a new discovery that will allow us to live much longer.
Yeah, align all the cards to make sure that if ever there is compounds, and I've read recently that David Sinclair was looking at some compounds and molecules that he was convinced that they are great for longevity. We'll see in the future. But somebody, so I'm just like trying to tease a bit. Somebody obese, smoker, and with high glucose in the blood, can he change that? Well,
definitely.
Okay.
There is a lot of data. Let's take smokers. So you have, if you look at the scientific studies, you have smokers, you have quitters, basically someone that stopped smoking, and someone that never smoked. And you can see that, let's say that a smoker on average, I don't remember exactly the number, but they live like maybe 15 years less than someone that
less than it. But it's difficult to judge that.
Yeah. But actually, they live maybe 5 years less. So being a quitter is much better than being a smoker. The same with obese. If you're obese, and you are not moving, even just started walking every day for 30 minutes, which
so
significantly your chance for cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, and so on. So nobody can come and say, hey, I'm obese, okay, no, start, take your body, start walking, or start doing a diet. Everyone can
start moving, yes, yeah.
Be better, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And that's the point, because I've in my life I've been surrounded by many people like telling me, it's too late. I smoke my whole life.
Another point is about we discuss about longevity and maybe compounds that can help us to live longer. So there are some data from model organisms like mice that show that they took mice at the age of equivalent to 60 years old of humans and start treating them with some compounds, and they indeed live longer. So it's not like if we'll have a new compound, it will be only for the newborn. It might be even for someone at 60 or 70. So don't lose hope.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And the fact that our cell cannot be regenerated, it's a myth. Actually, you can do it. Everyone can do it for sure. Doctor, tell me, what's your best biohacking, if I can say biohacking, or longevity techniques that you would just tell people, this is the principle you should start with?
I think that one of them is sleep. Sleep is so important. Everyone should work on his or her sleep hygiene. Don't bring the phone to the bedroom. Keep the temperature right. Make it as dark as possible. Again, I can talk about it like for, 5 hours. It's very important to keep the time for sleep. Don't cut it because a lot of people are saying, hey, I have to run at 5 a.m. so I'll wake up at 5 a.m. No. Sleep until 6 and run at 6 or run at 7.
Yeah.
No, don't wake up too early. Don't fall asleep too late. Also,
follow your circadian rhythm, you mean?
Yeah. You basically kill the rhythm. Also, the preparation for sleep is very important. If you like to drink alcohol, don't drink it too late. Try to drink it earlier in the day. Don't drink coffee too late. So, again, there are a lot of things that you can do about sleep. Another one is also related to feeding your body. I call it intermittent fasting. I think that's
seems to be very promising. Yes.
So that's promising. So if you can try to give your body a bit of rest and don't go to the refrigerator at 2 a.m. at night, keep it close, and then try to start eating a bit late. Don't eat breakfast at 6 a.m. If you can do it at 9 and 10, and don't eat dinner at 10 p.m. Try to do it at 6 p.m. So that's another one that is very important. And definitely exercise is important, but again, don't over-exercise. So keep your exercise in the right level to give you the benefit, but not make it
oxidative. Toxic.
Challenging you. And the last one that I would say is the stress. We are living in a world of stress, so
But stress is good in the morning. For example,
a bit of stress is okay, but don't stress yourself all the time, especially with all the information that we have and this stress. At night, try not to have the phone after 8 p.m. Just enjoy your family and rest and meditation and be ready for sleep. So I think that's a high level. I can discuss a few more, but I'm sure that
the principles are there, and I agree. I've read last week from the Journal of Neuroscience, I think it was, that too much sleep can also be not good for the brain in the long term.
Yes.
So it's the right amount, and I thought I think it was between 6 hours and 7 hours, something like that. The correct amount of sleep required, and it all depends for everyone, I guess.
Yes. So too much can be too higher amount of sleep. It might not be good, but a shorter amount of sleep is even worse. So don't come and say, if one night you will sleep 9 hours, 10 hours, that's okay. But don't do it every night.
Not for me. I've been insomniac my whole life, and I sleep well since I had my daughter 17 years ago. That's the time I started to sleep. But before that, forget it. I was like not sleeping at all. And
that's cool. That's cool. I also have a daughter that she's 17, so that's nice.
Oh yeah, you like it? It's like it's difficult. It's challenging.
It's a challenging age, let's say.
Yeah, but it's the beauty of life, I love next gen because next generation are really aware of everything we said today. They have this like inside of their mind. Our generation look at all these things with kind of reluctant side, saying, yeah, another thing, they're bringing us to sell us stuff and commercial. But the next generation, and I really trust that they're going to be living up to 150, the next generation is really into everything you said, and they are probably your best clientele for the future. They will all have that because their friend will have that first. You know how girls are at 17. She has that, I want that. True. Yeah, but that's good. Somebody asked before if and I'm jumping back and forth, I'm sorry for that, if the blood sample has to be sent back to you, or you do the analysis and you log the information yourself. It was one of the questions.
Yeah, of course. So you have a few options. You can either go to a lab that we send you, and then you go to the lab and they're taking the blood sample, or you can take the data from a blood test,
an existing one,
and upload it into our website. So you can do either.
Okay. And if you go to a lab and you do the analysis, the lab send you the information?
Yeah, we have a front-end and back-end integration. So basically, we're giving you a blood slip. You go there, and then they send the data to us electronically, and 2 seconds later, it's on your account. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Interesting. So we answered that question from Chantal. I think that for me, I've covered almost all the questions I had for you, because I wanted to dig into these trackers and everything. Do you think that the future is going to be really about biofeedback and getting as much as we can data from our body, whatever they are, from sweat to, I know that you can measure stress hormone from the sweat, actually. So biofeedback will allow us to live longer. And are you going to integrate other techniques, like other techniques of biofeedback into Inside Tracker as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the more data, the merrier. And we want to integrate as many inputs as possible to give you the best resolution of your body.
Yeah.
So we are doing it in a stage. We're starting with the blood is the most important. We started with it, and then DNA, and then fitness tracker. And now we are working on a few other inputs that will allow us to see even more resolution. It's also not only the inputs, but also the outputs. So we're trying to now to build a very sophisticated solution that will be the next level of Inside Tracker, that will even tell you what food you should eat in a restaurant that you're going, or you can
no way.
Inside Tracker, what should I eat for breakfast, and we'll give you the recommendation. So we're working on a lot of cool features that we hope to have in the Inside Tracker in the near future. Yeah,
very interesting.
It's very exciting. Yeah, it's a very exciting time.
Are you gonna be controlling the whole population with these? Because there's a limit to it.
Yeah. So our vision is to help everyone in the world to live a longer, better life. So I'm not saying it's as controlling, but I want to help everyone. So basically, I see Inside Tracker as a guardian angel. It's not.
Love it.
We are not Facebook. Okay, we are.
Yeah, I was ringing. Yeah, you went faster than I was. I was taking you there.
No, we don't want to control anyone. We just want the benefit of the people. But maybe we can use some of the technique that they are using and use it for the value of the user. So that's what we're trying to do. Use whatever technique that you can. That like Facebook and Instagram is very addictive.
Yeah, it is.
How can we make this addictiveness of those tools and make it to the benefit? I want you to be addicted to your health and look at it, tracker all the time and say, what can I do now? Should I eat
to be better? Yeah.
Should I eat hazelnuts or other nuts? So that's what we are trying to do. How can we make it as addictive as a Facebook and Instagram, and basically allow you again to live longer, better life?
And that's a good addiction, actually, because I think that the social media addiction is not that good. It triggers a lot of stress. If we are addicted to something's good, well, the neurological aspect of it may be a bit complex, but I'm 100% with that. This is like beautiful, and I think that in a short term you're going to have artificial intelligence integrated in your model as well.
Yeah, we already have artificial intelligence in our products. Yeah.
Wow. Dr. Gil Blander, it was a fantastic pleasure having you. This is like a blast for me to learn so much about Insight Tracker. It's the way of the future. You're bringing the society and our world tools that will make the population live longer and better for sure. I have nothing against this idea, and I think that you're leading the way on that. My only hope is like that Insight Tracker one day will bring some things to make people think better as well. Some insight telling them, hey, you're acting stupidly. You should change that.
Let's talk about it offline. I'll try to find some solution.
Yeah, that would be the utmost system in the world. Thank you so much for joining today. Yeah, go ahead, please.
No,
your work.
I agree, and thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for hosting me.